Basically, we're all subject to the mainstream media. When they're in lockstep with the military-industrial complex as they are, we find that Liberal and Labor, the Greens and the Nationals are all in lockstep, and the mainstream media sprout endless lies about Julian Assange and about the wars, the illegal wars that they continually perpetrate. They're all illegal wars. There hasn't been a just war, if there's such a thing. According to John Pilger, since 1852, all the wars since 1852 have been based on lies designed for a wealth transfer, and this was evidenced most recently, or when I say most recently, in the 20th century, in the Second World War, when Ford supported the Nazi machinery. They supplied engines to their truck fleets. There was also the central banks funded the Nazi machine. And when asked how they could do that, they said, well, look, we don't do it, somebody will do it, you know, it's business. And that goes on to this day. As Julian pointed out, all wars are a transfer of wealth from the taxpayer to the military-industrial complex. It's business. And then once we smash the country into obliteration, we send the people in to reconstruct. And that's yet another industry. And that also involves billions and trillions of dollars. But in the meantime, a culture can be destroyed, and literally millions of people die and are sent off around the world. They run off around the world as refugees to find homes in other countries, including Australia. And then those countries refuse their entry, even though they've been responsible for their refugee status of these people fleeing to their country. I mean, this is truly a heinous crime at about 10 different levels. So, folks, I urge you to do something. Julian has taken the first step, and he's taken that first step for you and your children and your children's children.
Julian Assange has been in prison, or effectively incarcerated now for approximately 13 years. Politicians have used lawfare. They've used the legal system to penalise him and keep him incarcerated. This is an abuse of justice. There are laws that virtually every high court in the world now calls this an abusive process. But our government's done that, the British government's done that, and the media has allowed them to do it with impunity. We just get lies in the media, and lies in the media that says, oh, this is wonderful, 368 billion. Does anybody ask the government where they're going to get the money from, or who they're going to borrow it from? And you know, sure as eggs, it's going to mean more taxes for you and everybody else, less Australians buying their own home. All of this stuff goes on autocratically. There's no debate. There is no debate because the media and the politicians silence debate, and they fraudulently say anyone that is opposed to their views is threatening the safety of the citizens, which has, as many experts have said, has been alive for well over 100 years. Nations that are going to war essentially go to war to transfer wealth from the poor to the rich. And I think it's about time that all the Australian citizens got together and said, we demand some kind of a plebiscite regarding really important issues like spending $368 billion that we don't have.
Thanks, Billy. Welcome to the 174th Julian Assange Town Hall gathering. Julian Assange is completely innocent. Julian's work of revealing the criminal acts of public officials is a great service to us all. If any of us has important evidence, we need to be able to make that evidence freely available to everyone. If one of us is ever imprisoned for making important evidence freely available, we must realise the imprisonment is a crime against all of us. We must unite to prevent the continuation of that crime. We cannot allow those who have corrupted democracy to continue on a path of making their corruption legal. If we are true to ourselves, we will fight for our right to inform each other with information governments and large organisations don't want us to possess. History makes it very clear that some people are capable of doing some very bad things, especially when they can gain very large rewards. We must have transparent democracy to address the crimes of the powerful. Only through awareness of criminal activity can we work to maintain ethical rule of law and ensure the human rights of all people are respected. We need to have faith in ourselves. We need to be positive and proactive. We need to be morally engaged and fight for justice for Julian Assange, regardless of what the propaganda of corruption tells us. When we free Julian, we will demonstrate for everyone that humanity has what it takes to beat corruption and bring about a transparent democracy. When Julian is free, he will most certainly need to recover from the years of psychological torture and medical mistreatment. However, Julian's freedom will be a magnificent symbol of hope for all of humanity. We need to keep fighting for a just world. We need to keep our eyes firmly on the goal of transparent democracy. In a true democracy, the truth about important issues must be knowable. In a true democracy, genuinely free press is absolutely necessary to make truth knowable. When our system of government allows full freedom of the press, we will be able to say we have transparent democracy, or a true democracy. A democracy that imprisons a journalist for revealing public interest information is a corrupt democracy. This is what we've currently got. Corruption will only be solved by the authority of informed people. We must realise our authority. Julian has provided all the evidence we need. We must unite to demonstrate our informed authority. Free Julian Assange! Free Julian Assange! Free Julian Assange! Thank you. Like many other good ideas, the plan to meet weekly in support of Julian Assange at Sydney Town Hall was conceived in a pub. In late 2019, in an inner suburban watering hole, a group of Assange supporters met and discussed ways in which they could show their support for Australia's greatest exponent of free speech. A suggestion was made to gather regularly at Town Hall, given its visibility and its status as a site of protests historically. Despite the resistance of some to this proposal, there were more than enough supporters to get it off the ground, and on the 29th of November 2019, the first of many weekly Julian Assange Sydney Town Hall gatherings was held. Tony's idea had resulted in real action, and he was joined by others who would become regular attendees alongside him, namely Karen, Steve, Pietro and others. The occasion was documented skillfully by Steve, who's standing here beside me now, and can be viewed on a YouTube channel under Gong Steve. That's one word, G-O-N-G-S-T-E-V-E, Gong Steve. That's the YouTube channel that's documented every one of our 174 gatherings now. Billy, Diane and Matt joined the following week and would also go on to become regulars. Others attended when they are able. It won't come as a surprise to those who have followed WikiLeaks over the years, but the public support was tangible right from the outset, and this is readily apparent in Steve's videos. For those who don't know about WikiLeaks, it's an organisation run by an Australian named Julian Assange. Julian has made it his life's work to help people in positions of vulnerability, whether it was helping Victorian police prosecute persons suspected of distributing child exploitation material in 1993 to publishing evidence of war crimes and corruption from 2006 onwards. By revealing wrongdoing by governments around the world, we stand a better chance of making them accountable to their citizens and to their victims. It has been heartening to see the support in the community as it reveals the ability of ordinary people to remain objective in the face of relentless efforts by media to demonise Julian. We do, however, have an important task ahead of us, and that is to explain to those unfamiliar with Julian, and even to those who support him casually, that his extradition case is of great importance. The future of freedom of speech rests on Julian's shoulders, but more importantly, his very life is at risk. To those who support truth and value human life, join us, please, every Friday at Town Hall in Sydney. We have gathered every week for, as I just said, 174 weeks consecutively, and we have resolved to gather every week until Julian Assange is free. Thank you. Next week, we'll be here at Town Hall at 5 p.m. So next week, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Town Hall, and then the following week and right through winter, we'll bring it forward to 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Thank you.
I like Julian Assange. What he's doing a good job. We need him. He must be free.
So we say to Anthony Albanese, enough is enough of your quiet diplomacy. We demand action. Thank you.
Just for fun, riding our bikes in the midday sun. Who says, young man, you are the one? Pack our bags for kingdom come. Kids played a great southern land, living life where time began. bring him home. So bring him home. So bring him home. So bring him home. So we gather our hearts, and we gather our tears, and we gather our thoughts, face down our fears. We gather on the streets, year after year. Love will bring him home. Love will bring him home. Chin up, lad, you come this far. Don't stop digging, know who you are. Conviction is what made us great. The more we love, the less they hate. So we gather our hearts, and we gather our tears, and we gather our thoughts, face down our fears. We gather on the street, ooh, year after year. Love will bring him home. Love will bring him home. 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 Free Julian Assange, everyone. Free Julian Assange. Remember the heroes, the battles. Remember the convicts who were to be free. Remember the outlaws who lived with the trees. And don't forget about me. Don't forget about me. I followed you 10,000 miles from my home to live in your tents while you were panning for gold. I warmed up your beds when you were due from the cold. No one to talk to but me. No one to talk to but me. While you were exploring the bush far and wide, I was feeding your children, I kept them alive. I was gathering wood to put food on the fire. No one to sing to but me. No one to sing to but me. While you were out droving far away from your home, I carried your children, I bore them alone. And when you returned, you had someone to hold, with no one to cry to me. No one to cry to but me. When you were writing your books about how to swim, you're writing your songs for the just and the true. You're writing your sonnets for the bush and the sea. Who wrote the songs about me? Who sang a song for me? Because I was the woman whom you know as a wife, and I am the woman who lived a man's life, and I am the woman who lives still by your side. Never forget about me. Never forget about me. You remember the heroes, the battles. Remember the convicts who worked to be free. You remember the elders who lived with the trees. Don't forget about me. Don't forget about me. Don't forget about me.
That's for Stella. That's for Stella Assange. This is an experiment. It's an old song, but it's new for me. No, when I was a young Caribbean, they lived the sweet life of a rover. From the Murray's Bridges to the dusty outback, I waltzed my Matilda all over. Then in 1915, my country said, son, it's time you stop rambling, there's work to be done. So they gave me a tin hat and they gave me a gun, and they marched me away to the war. The band played Waltzing Matilda as the ship pulled away from the quay. Amidst all the cheers, the flag waving and tears, we sailed off for Gallipoli. And how well I remember that terrible day, how our blood stained the sand and the water, and how in that hell that they call Suvla Bay, we were butchered like lambs at the slaughter. Johnny Turkey was ready, he'd primed himself well. He shot us with bullets, he rained us with shell, and in 5 minutes flat, he'd blown us to hell. Nearly blew us right back to Australia. And the band played Waltzing Matilda when we stopped to bury the slain. We buried ours and the Turks buried theirs. Then we started all over again. And those that were left, well, we tried to survive in that mad world of blood, death and fire. And for 10 weary weeks I kept myself alive, though around me the corpses piled higher. Then a big Turkish shell knocked me ass overhead, and when I woke up in my hospital bed, and I saw what it had done, well, I wish I was dead. For I'll go no more waltzing Matilda. Round the green, we'll go waltzing Matilda. All around the green bush far and free. 2 hump-tent pegs, a man needs both legs. No more waltzing Matilda for me. So they gathered the crippled, the wounded, the maimed, and they shipped us back home to Australia. The legless, the armless, the blind and insane, those proud wounded heroes of Suvla.
released, there was nobody waiting for me to grieve, to mourn, to pity. But the band played waltzing Matilda as they carried us down the gangway. But nobody cheered, they just stood and stared. Then they turned all their faces away. And so now every April I sit on the porch and I watch the parade pass before me. And I see me old comrades, how proudly they march, reviving old dreams and past glory. And the old men march slowly, old bones stiff and sore. They're tired old heroes from a forgotten war. And the young people ask, what are they marching for? And I ask myself the same question. But the band is waltzing Matilda, and the old men still answer the call. But as year follows year, more old men disappear. Someday no one will march there. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, who'll come waltzing Matilda with me? And their ghosts may be heard as they march by that beloved. Who'll come waltzing Matilda with me? Fantastic. No to war. Enough already. Enough. Free Julian. Everybody free Julian Assange. Free our brother.
Bit of briefly because it was decided by a judge that he was too sick to be extradited. So after that, the prosecution appealed and got their way. So now they're saying hello, have a leaflet.
Thanks.
There are some petitions on there for you. Thank you.
No extradition!
There is only one decision.
No extradition!
I believe there is only one decision.
No extradition!
Inmate
Our mate!
Julian Assange.
Inmate!
Our mate.
Julian Assange!
Free, free,
Julian Assange!
free, free,
Julian Assange!
free, free.
Julian Assange!
Inmate
Our mate!
Julian Assange.
Inmate! Our mate! Julian Assange!
Only one decision.
No extradition!
There is only one decision.
No extradition!
There is definitely only one decision.
No extradition!
Thank you, folks. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
One more time so Julian can hear it in Belmarsh prison. There is only one decision. No extradition! only get it when there are many people here. Might have got that one.
Thank you.
Is he still in Ecuador?
No, he's in Belmarsh prison in Brisbane. He's been there for more than 4 years now, I think. And Belmarsh is considered like the Guantanamo Bay of British prisons. We're waiting now for the British High Court of Appeal